So what are some Snapdragon 615 powered phones? We've rounded up 6 of them, mostly new and coming. Aside from the fine processor we're talking about, they stand out with design, features, and reasonable prices. 6. Samsung Galaxy A7. This upcoming Samsung Galaxy phone will introduce an all-metal design, a signal that Sammy will finally abandon cheap plastic for its high-end devices. At this point, it's assumed that the Galaxy A7 will use either Samsung's Exynos 5433 SoC, or Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 processor, or both. In any case, it will be a solid 64-bit smartphone. In addition to that, the A7 will most probably have a 5.5-inch 1080p screen, 2 GB of RAM, a 13MP camera, a 5MP front cam, 16 GB of storage, and a 2600 mAh battery. A price and launch date for the Galaxy A7 are yet to be revealed. 5. Coolpad Great God F2. The Coolpad Great God F2 was summoned to battle the best-selling Xiaomi Redmi with a 5.5-inch 720p display, 64-bit Snapdragon 615 processor, 2 GB RAM, 16 GB of storage, 13-megapixel f2.0 rear cam, and looks borrowed from Meizu. If you plan to hunt around for the $163 smartphone, make sure to get the China Unicom version, which has the Snapdragon 615 processor. The other version runs on a MediaTek SoC, which is similar in power, but it won't talk to mobile networks outside of China. Price, $163, 999 Chinese yuan. 4. HTC Desire 820. HTC's upper mid-ranger phone is one of the Taiwanese maker's best Desire phones to date. It has a 5.5-inch display with a low, but decent 720p resolution, and it's powered by, you guessed it, the Snapdragon 615 64-bit processor, paired with 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of expandable storage. It also has a flashy 13MP camera and it's powered by a 2600 mAh battery. In addition to potent silicon, the phone has charming colorful looks and HTC's special touch, the dot view case. Price, around $350. 3. Archos 50 Diamond. French vendor Archos lined up a new high-end smartphone, called the Archos 50 Diamond. It's outfitted with a 5-inch 1080p IPS display, a Snapdragon 615 processor, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of expandable storage, a 16MP rear camera, LTE connectivity, dual SIM support, and a 2700 mAh battery. The device measures 5.74 x 2.77 x 0.31 in, 146 x 70.4 x 8 mm, and weighs 5 ounces, 142 grams. Price, around $200. 2. Vivo X5 Max. Oppo's homeland rival, Vivo, went even further in slimming down the Android smartphone. It ended up with a crazy thin profile of just 0.15 in, 3.98 mm, at its thinnest point and 0.18 in, 4.75 mm, at its chubbiest, and still managed to fit a 3.5 mm audio jack and 2 SIM slots inside. This marvel of engineering is also powered by the Snapdragon 615 64-bit octa-core processor. The Vivo X5 Max will be launched on December 22 in China. Price, $486, official. 1. Oppo R5. The Oppo R5 is most famous for its impressively thin 0.19 in, 4.85 mm, profile and controversial lack of 3.5 mm audio jack. But engineering chops aside, the phone can boast about having Qualcomm's 64-bit Snapdragon 615 octa-core processor at the heart of its operations. Price, $486, official.